And people know, hey, we all need somebody right now. So
Right,
anyway,
absolutely. Absolutely.
so what were we talking about?
I was talking about you were talking about how we ended up here. So,
Ended up
literally
where?
in Northern California.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, go ahead.
So, I think I was the last one left, out of, like, my mom, Warren, Morgan, everyone else had moved up here.
But what
Morgan
made them do that? Because of your mom
w
or jobs
no,
or
no, no, no. Warren moved because he got a job with the city of San Francisco.
okay.
He's always been, like, a city person, and I think, like, at that time, little Warren's 14 years ago. He's been up here 14 years. So, when he moved up here 14 years ago, I think that was his first time breaking into six figures.
So is he like a is his position a political position or is it a working for the city, but he doesn't have to get elected in, he gets hired in?
He gets hired in.
Okay.
It's a hired in position. Yeah. I don't think he would do a political. At one time, he used to actually report to, he was the liaison to the mayor in regards to what was happening, in the city, and he didn't like her. But he doesn't like anything that's really, like, political, only because he's very opinionated, and
But most people that are into politics are opinionated,
yeah, but he's opinionated where he's not politically correct opinionated.
like his mother.
Whatever, you know? So he's gonna say what's on his mind, and so, of
Like his
course,
mother.
whatever. Yeah, I wouldn't do good at that either. So he was here
Yeah.
first, and then when my mom had got breast cancer, they had recommended she go to UC Davis, that hospital there,
Yep.
and then she ended up moving up here,
How's your mom
and
doing with that?
she's in full remission. Now she feels like she shouldn't have let them do it because now she feel like there's so many false positives. She should have got a second opinion,
Does she have a
especially
double
as
mastectomy?
no, she just had, the removal of the,
The lung where was it? Here?
nipple. Nipple.
I had it, so I have a whole scar. Wanna see it?
No.
Why?
Because they told me the same thing, and then I went back and I'm fine.
Well, you don't wanna see my scar?
No, I don't wanna see your scar.
It's
I take your word for it.
it's it's deep. But actually, because I'm losing weight,
So it seems like it's more so?
no, it's flatter. Because when I was
Okay.
because when first of all, people, men can get breast cancer too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Um, and mine, I forgot what it was, but it wasn't anything as bad because it said it was encapsulated. So it was malignant or benign, whichever one's not bad.
Mhm.
And they did a Mohs procedure, which means that they didn't put me under. Um, I was awake the whole time, and it was like the size of a golf ball.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why a golf ball became this big. Because
I
golf
mean, like a
balls are like
softball. Look,
this.
I want to show you my hole. You don't want to see it?
Okay, come on, let me see it, cause you need to show somebody. So show me.
Seriously. Can you see it?
No,
Or all of
no.
this. It
No,
actually,
first of all, your internet is it says William Rochelle's internet connection got problems.
so am I choppy?
You kind of look like dial up. Okay, now you look better. Yeah, now it's regular.
Okay.
But you had looked like dial up. Remember dial up?
No, that was before my time.
No, it wasn't because Christopher remembers dial up. I remember one time I was riding in a car with Morgan, and she was calling somebody, and she was like, "What does this mean?" It was a busy tone. I said, "Oh, that means that they don't have call waiting." She said, "What's call waiting?"
How could she say that? Because she has it on her own phone.
Huh?
Like, we have it on iPhones. Like, how did she not know what call waiting was?
Because it used to not because it she was calling like a landline.
Mm,
And remember when they introduced Call waiting?
I wasn't present when they had landlines.
Oh my gosh, Rochelle.
I
No.
I mean, you're what, 15 years older than me, so, like, there's things
Mhm.
that you're gonna remember. I was born in the 2000s, you were born in the 1900s.
Oh, okay. I was born in the ancient time, the 19s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
back in the slave
Okay.
days.
Okay. The 19. You seen all those memes they've been doing with that? They were
But
like,
mama,
people
would you a
started saying they
slave?
were born in 19 something. They had like got them on the
Yes!
George Washington horse or
Yeah,
picking cotton.
I'm so pissed. I'm so pissed
I
about that.
embrace being old. I don't, it doesn't bother me.
I don't I am not going to embrace being old. I'm gonna embrace the fact that I've lived.
No, I'm embracing being old because I think with that comes wisdom, comes experience. I would hate, in all honesty, to be a millennial. I'm glad of the period in which I was born. Everything's
Oh!
better, people, the
That
whole
I will agree with. That I will agree with 100%. The era that you were born in, man, me and my people, we go
you guys
back to
look
that
back at
music.
that and you be like, wow, I wish I was born
Yeah.
then.
I wish I was a
Too bad, too sad.
I wish I was old enough to be, like, doing it up in, like, what was it, the 1999 and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, partying like it's 1999.
That was a song,
I
right?
don't even know how you're such a Janet Jackson fan because, her prime time was you weren't even born yet. What you know about Janet? I'm
I know
surprised.
I
That's
know
that's strange.
that
What do you know?
this weekend is Janet Jackson Appreciation Weekend.
Oh, really? So what does that consist of?
So, every year, if you love Janet Jackson,
Mhm.
it comes around, and what it is the Super Bowl took her career down. So,
Right.
every year, it's called Janet Jackson Appreciation Day, and
Oh.
so people play her music more, they, will play her videos. I think because I think it was 22 years ago, I think I'm gonna since I'm a TikToker now, I'm
Mhm.
gonna try to replicate a move.
Just one?
Okay, so
At
we
least
know
do
how
a 1, 2, 3 step. You need to at least have 3 steps in there,
I'm
okay?
thinking Miss You Much because Miss You Much is easy, right? Hold
Okay.
on, I can do it sitting down, right? So it's like, "I miss you much, boy. I, miss you mu" I could do that.
Okay.
I could do that, like
Okay.
that. Um, my friend Cedric
What's her son's name?
Issa.
I just saw a recent picture of Issa.
See, I never know if they're real or not, so,
Yeah, that would
like,
look pretty real because it didn't look like
was it with her?
clothes. It was with her.
Okay, 'cause I know, like, she's kinda kept him out
Mhm.
of the limelight, but he's, like, what, 8 or 9 now?
Yeah, he looked like around 9, 11, something like that.
I wonder if
I
he
don't know.
realizes who he is, and then not only does he realize who he is, but then
Where he comes from.
on top of that, his dad is rich as fuck.
Right.
So, like, what is that like?
Well, you know what? I think though when you do a good job like raising your kids, they don't have that problem. Because I was watching this thing with Serena and her husband, and even though they don't have the same lineage as a Jackson, but
They're still
he,
historic figures. I
yeah,
mean,
exactly.
the first
They still have this right,
right.
but he was saying that I can't think of that look. Olympia, she gets an allowance and I think it's $12 a week or something like that, $12 a week. She has chores that she has to do to get her little stuff. And that when she sees stuff and she don't have enough money, he's like, "You gotta wait. Next week, it's $20. So it means that you're gonna have to wait actually 2 weeks, you know. And so he said he's just trying to build a better foundation for his kids that because he didn't have it and he doesn't want them to think just because they do have it financially, then it's just gonna be given to them.
Okay, so let me tell you why I think that's crap. So when Olympia gets up in the morning, does she get lost going to the kitchen because the house is so damn big?
I don't
Probably.
think she gets I think she knows where she's going. That's the bottom line. She knows where she's going. She's been there.
That's what I'm saying. Like she walks out to an Olympic-sized pool and gardeners,
But
and people.
that's just her life. But in regards to thinking that you can just get things just because you can financially, I think it's a great foundation.
But so one of the things I can say, not about Janet, because I think Janet grew up really well educated. Because when she got there, they were already rich, right? But
No,
Catherine,
they weren't already rich.
well, she was like 5 when the Jacksons kicked off.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but if you listen to Catherine and like even Michael, when he would actually speak, he would have an Ebonic tone to it. It wouldn't be, um, it wouldn't be slang, but it they definitely had black roots.
I went to go see their house in Indiana
Tiny,
with
right?
huh?
Tiny, right?
Yeah, can we consider all the kids they have? But the craziest thing is that it's the only house in on the block that's maintained.
Is it a museum?
No. It's just upkept. Like the lawn is mowed, it's painted,
Because they own it
the
still, right?
little plaque. I don't know. But everything else is just in shambles.
I think they own it still because during Janet Jackson's documentary 8 years ago, 'cause I think she had just had Issa, she went there, and then they let her in,
Oh,
and
okay.
there were, like, pictures of her mother, and, oh my god,
Well,
that's mother.
maybe it's certain days that you maybe have access to it, but it didn't say that in front. Like you could come or but maybe people know in the area that you
Because it was
can
fully furnished when she walked through it.
really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'll go
there
back and
was
look.
nothing happening. I mean that it's a blessing that no one
Robson?
does yeah, because it's the area is like an abandoned area. It's kinda like Detroit, where the houses you could buy for $1 back in the day.
I wanted to do that.
Yeah, I have
I wanted
a
to burn
cousin.
some.
She has, like, about 25 of those homes, and she
Nice.
rents them all out Section 8, and some of them are whole apartment buildings. But what's so crazy is that they've just gotten up to the point where they're, like, worth 300,000, 400,000, and she's had them for a long time. I mean, like, 80s?
I I don't understand why Detroit's not like Chicago.
Yeah, I don't know. But Chicago is a beautiful city. I don't think I don't even though my mom was born in Detroit, and we used to go back and visit, but I don't think Detroit was ever pretty. I
I
think
think
it
I think
I mean
that
like
it
the
could have been.
city, because Chicago has like the lake. You know what I'm saying? I think
But Detroit has a lake too,
yeah, but I don't know. I think the buildings, I don't know. I don't
and
know,
it
but
was a home.
Chicago is cold as heck. Have you been to Chicago?
I lived.
Julian is asking, what is the subject tonight?
Oh, Julian. Um, this is the Bill and Serenity moment, and we are just on here because life is just hitting the card in America, and we want to talk about anything else except for what's going on here. And
We've been doing that.
the truth of the matter is, Julian, that I am addicted to the news. I'm watching it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. My blood pressure goes up. I am mad as hell. I can't believe what's going on right now in America. And this is our little intersection of can we talk about anything else? Like, so what was it like growing up in the 80s? Like that's what this is about. This oh, You want to invite your main man back up
Oh,
again?
hey, it's Coach. Hi, Coach. How you doing?
His name is Sean.
But I
Uh,
like calling him Coach. I really do.
do you?
Because I never had anyone like, I always was envious of those people like, "Hey, Coach." I never had sports like that where I could say someone like, "Hey, Coach." So
Let's
I
see if
like
he'll
that.
come up. He might. It's past his bedtime. Oh no, it's probably past his bedtime.
Hi. He just popped in to say hi.
Yeah, yeah. I figured it was past. Yeah, I forget.
Yeah, what time
Hey,
is it
Sean.
there?
In Guatemala, what time is it?
Mhm.
'Cause I think he normally says after 7 p.m. he doesn't take any calls. So I just to let you know, Sean, I promise I'd be a cheerleader. This is what I am doing. She checks in on me, I check in on her. We did that last night. We did it again today. Today has been a great day for both of us for some odd reason. And she said that after speaking to you, she felt a release. Do you
A
want to tell
much
how much?
needed release, just saying things out loud, you know. And it's something that I encourage everyone to do. I didn't even tell you because and then
Tell
after
everyone that they should connect with Coach Shawn Michaels. Like,
yeah,
no,
you should
finish
most
it.
definitely, connect with Coach Shawn Michael because real no joke. I mean, he really helped me process some things yesterday that I was just kind of keeping in, you know, and just
Thank
saying
you,
them out
Shawn.
loud made a big difference.
He's
So
a good guy.
thanks again, Sean.
But anyway, back to me.
I can't.
So we talked about everything, unfortunately, guys, before we got on with you. But we were talking about the fact that when we were coming up, yeah, okay, I'll say it. When we were coming up, people didn't party the way that we did. We're not talking about drugs or the drug scene. We're talking about going out Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, and then coming back on up to work on Monday, and not and taking disco naps so that you can get that just a little bit of rest.
Wash, rinse, and repeat. That's
Yep.
everything we're doing. Wash, rinse, and repeat.
And today, if I go out on a Friday night and have a drink, but I'm not drinking, I'm sober. I've been sober for 90 days. I'm very excited about that. Um, but when I do drink, I feel it on if I go out on a Friday night, I will feel that on Monday.
Really?
Bye, Sean.
By Sean,
Um,
you'll feel it. Really.
like,
What are you drinking? What are you drinking? Are you drinking too much that you feel it?
no, not necessarily. Um, not necessarily. And I only drink top shelf.
Well, maybe
So
maybe that's a problem.
why do you say that?
I'm just messing with you.
Oh, but the problem with top shelf for me is, um, it sneaks up on you.
Mm.
So I don't get that, like, hard, like, "Woo, I'm drunk." I get like, "Okay, that was great. I'll take another one. I'll take another one." And then, like, when you're 6 or 7 drinks in, you're just like, "Oh my god." And then my daughter told me, because I
You
was
said
there
6 or 7 drinks.
so my daughter told me, because I was in LA for the 4th of July. And I said, "I only had 4 drinks. I don't know why I'm so feel so bad." She said, "But everything you ordered was like a double." So it's literally 8 drinks.
I can only have 2. 2 is my limit.
Well,
'Cause 2, I'm totally feeling it. I'm in great spirits. I never wanna be in a situation where I don't know where I'm at or that I get sick. And so since I've experienced getting sick, never not knowing where I am, you know what I'm saying? But having too much that it made me because to me, the worst thing to do is throw up. I hate throwing up, and maybe that's because of the babies that I had. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. It's like a so I don't wanna do that. So I stick to the 2. I know I'm where I need to be. Now if I have 2 And a gummy? You can't tell me nothing.
I can't do
I
that.
am Kathy Chatty.
Okay.
Crazy.
Well,
Love it.
that's not a bad thing.
No, I said I love it. It's a good place. Like, I love it.
I
But,
can't I can't I can't mix my drinks, and, um, I'm not a big, uh, cannabis person,
yeah.
and I never really have been. It just
I for me, it just happened, like, the last couple of years, and I think I've been, like, cannabis free right now for, like, about 6 months. I can't smoke, because my lungs won't hold up to it, but, because I always have some form of bronchitis, I just but as far as, like, a gummy, and it has to be particular, it has to be California gummies, because other states that try to do their gummy are too strong for me. I mean, they're just too strong. They go over the 100, was it mgs?
yeah,
And and it just tears my stomach up,
yeah,
where I can't even enjoy it. I'm like, I'm literally like, "What the heck happened?" I'm living life, and then all of a sudden it hits me, and I'm like, "I don't like that feeling." So, with the California ones, at least it'll hit me, and I'll be like, "Okay, it's nice and mellow."
I just end up staring at a blank television screen, and I'm like, "What the fuck? Like, what a
Like,
waste
"How
of
did I
it."
get here, huh?"
Yeah, I'm like, "Okay, so this is literally a screensaver that I've been watching for, like, 10 minutes." Like
Oh, mine is on too.
no, I'm just saying, like,
Oh,
when
that
I
literally happens. I'm about to say, like, my
yeah,
screensaver is on
yeah,
always.
mine is too, but I would be, like, sitting here watching it, and then I realize that I'm not really playing the show, and then
Yeah.
something will click in, and I'll go, "Oh, wait, you forgot to press play." That's like 30 and it feels like it's 30 minutes, but it might have been 10 seconds, right? I'm just not into it. It just it just
No,
I just become a
okay, I
vegetable.
remember a couple of times I had some gummy and I've walked out to my car and I'm just giggling, and it took me like 15 minutes to get there.
Were you by yourself?
And the car is right outside, like literally, or it's in the garage. And I'm like, it took me, and the whole time I'm just giggling. It, it brings back youth. You remember when you were young and you used to laugh for no reason?
I still laugh for no reason when I'm in a good space. When I'm in a good space. You know, I think even work should bring you joy, life should bring you joy, your relationship should bring you joy. I don't have time for all the funkiness. But we're living in a world that I was thinking about this today. I'm gonna write about it. I have to figure out how I'm gonna put it all together. But it feels like a drama. Like I feel like I'm in a reality show. Like
Yeah.
every day, right now, when I turn on the television in the morning, I'm like, what happened last night? On this episode of Living in America. Dun, dun, dun. It's like you just feel like something's about to slap you in the face. You know,
I know. I was talking to my mom. You know how, for example, uh, the phrase now unalive.
where'd that come from?
I don't know. And to me, someone I will probably have to have a conversation with someone who uses that word a lot, because for me, I feel like losing life is so precious. To say unalive kind of diminishes it.
I agree with you.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you, and I
Unalive?
also
What do you mean? Like, no, they died. Like, this something tragic just happened.
yeah,
Especially, no matter, even if it's natural causes. You know what I'm saying? Um, Usually
I
they
think
don't use it then, but whenever something
right.
tragic happens, they always say, "Oh, they were unalived." No, they were
I
killed.
eh, well, let's be careful on here so we don't get shut down. But I agree with you. I think that we should say what happened.
Yeah, you can't just diminish it. It's so
I
important.
if someone was tragically unalived,
Method demise, uh-huh.
we should say, "This is what occurred." You know, "This is what happened." That was intentional. That was murder. That was, a hate crime. Unalive makes it sound gentle,
Yeah,
and
it
it m
softens it so much.
and it makes it sound like you are
What did someone say? Someone said something. Says, I can't see it because it's like it's long. I can't. I hope you guys have a good night. I'm not feeling very well. Just saw you wanted to see and say hi.
aw.
Okay.
Profile pic again, I thought I have was cute, but not permanent. Wait,
Julian.
I will put up a profile pic again. Joanne, you have a great evening, and we're so glad you stopped by. Hopefully, you're finding that we're lighthearted and just finding joy in a moment that, is heavy.
And feel better.
And
Overall,
feel better,
I
Julian.
feel
Absolutely. And if you need to talk to anybody, Coach Michael, Coach Sean Michael, reach out to him. I am not someone that you can reach out to unless you wanna just joke, because 'cause I'm really bad at it. Serenity might be able to be a listening ear as well, because she is sweet. Aw, thank you. I try, but we're here for you in any capacity that we can be. And if you ever wanna join us, let us know. Just say, "Hey,
absolutely.
I
We'd love
wanna
to have
join you
you.
guys," and we'll bring you up on stage, and we'll celebrate you. And her and I were talking yesterday about how rough life has been for us, from looking for a job to looking at the news to figuring
Yeah.
out our
Like when
healthcare.
they say life is life and life is life in.
Yeah, you're not alone. Feel better.
Have a good evening.
Have a good evening. So I heard something today.
Okay.
Y'all do not cancel me. I am repeating what somebody else said because I'm spiritual. I am not religious.
Mhm.
I no longer follow. Um, my asthma is bad tonight. Good night.
Good night.
Okay. Check in us in the morning to make sure that you're feeling okay. Um, religion. So
You say you're no longer following someone, but you never got to it.
I'm no longer following a structured religion.
Mhm.
I'm following the God within me, and I'm having a direct pipeline to Him.
Right.
Um, but someone posted, "I'm so tired of these structured religions fighting over who has the best imaginary friend." And I was like, because the reason why it doesn't really make any sense is because if God created all of us and God is within all of us, why is there only one path to Him, and that's through Jesus or through Buddha or through Allah? It doesn't make any sense. Why would He put those constraints on the people that He loves so much? So, understanding that I am worthy enough to have a conversation directly with God, the universe, the spiritual being, however you want to focus on it, I'm in tuned with my oneness. And I believe a lot of them are really great books. And I believe that there's really great things in there that we can take from it, but there's also things in there that don't make any sense.
Yeah.
How can Jesus was walking amongst the lepers, the prostitutes, the least of them. Jesus was an immigrant, according to the Bible, who had no place to stay. He was born in a manger. So how are Christians saying get rid of all the immigrants? It doesn't. It just when you wrap it up, it's a nice package, but it doesn't make sense. And I'm going to leave it there. Curtis! Uh-oh, we'll invite Curtis up. Curtis, you want to come up? You're going to love Curtis.
Okay.
You gotta say hi. You gotta be really nice to him. Curtis is a humble spirit filled with love, and I root for him every day. He has his own show. He's an executive coach, and, he's a coach for men, and he's very spiritually grounded. So, we're waiting for you, Curtis. He's either gonna join us or he's gonna say no. And if he doesn't join us, it's because if he doesn't join us, it's probably because he's like, "I didn't have my setup ready."
Okay.
But normally he'll join. Um, but yeah, he's a good guy, and you learn a lot from just talking to him. So anyway, I love that pillow.
Thank you. It's cute, huh?
It looks like a little small doggy.
What are those dogs? Yeah, those dogs. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so we were talking about going out and partying like rock stars. Oh,
What's up, man?
what's up? How are you doing, Kurt?
I'm doing well, man. Doing well. Doing well.
See what I
Hi,
tell
Curtis.
Hi there.
That's Serenity. Serenity make meet Curtis.
Hey, Serenity.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. Doing well. Thank
It's
you.
good. It's good.
Did you see what I'm saying, Serenity?
I said Serenity. I said hi, Serenity, and Siri opened up on my phone.
But this is Curtis, right? Calm.
So
Not like
what's the
not like
conversation, ladies and gents?
not like you and me. Curtis is like,
I
Trust me,
can't.
not always, man. Not always.
I know. We all have our moments. So
No, no, he
what
Absolutely.
reminds me of a relative. Reminds me of a relative. Um,
we're all invited to the cookout.
yeah,
Oh, good deal. Good deal. Yeah.
Curtis,
I
what
didn't even know if I still had a
especially when he
card,
moved to
man.
Palau and he grew his dreads out.
you don't know if you still have a card?
Yeah, I didn't know if I still had the
Why?
the cookout card.
Why?
Why would it be revoked?
What
Yeah,
I
explain
don't
that
know.
to me.
Yeah, sometimes some people are. I guess depending on who you're talking to.
Okay.
Okay.
I would have just naturally invite you. Um, so what we're talking about is the fact that there's so much going on, and we just wanna have levity and calm and just a discussion outside of the normal discussions that I have, which are the ones where I go off.
Hmm.
One about love, one about, what were you doing in the '90s?
The 90s. Ooh, that seems like it's so long ago, man. Jeez. In the 90s.
Damn, you don't even
I don't know,
you
probably something ridiculous, just still trying to figure life out, you know?
so we were saying that we were party animals. So we were going out to clubs,
Mm.
staying out all night, going to work in the morning, coming home, taking a disco nap, going out to a club, and then we'd like rinse. What'd you call it, Serenity?
Wash, rinse, repeat.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. 90s. Yeah, in the
How
90s,
old were you in 1996?
I wasn't s well, I'm 57, so I was born in, 68.
Yeah, so you should be partying in the '90s. So Amanda and Brooke, ooh, no,
Yeah, I'm sure I was partying, there's no doubt about that. I'm just trying to put in my mind where I was
visualize
at.
it. What was the best decade for you?
Probably, hmm, I'd probably say the earlier 2000s, man. The earlier 2000s, yeah. Yeah, matter of fact, I was just, interested enough, I was just telling my sister, just being on this journey in life, man, uh, that, especially from a spiritual perspective that, a lot of people don't understand, a lot of people don't even talk about because they don't know, including our pastors. Is that when you're going through this journey, you're not only going through the journey for yourself, but you're going through the journey for all the stuff or not journey, but you're going through that valley, those dark places uh, that my parents, your parents, those things that they were challenged with, didn't overcome, and now you're the offspring of them. guess what? We have to go through those valleys too. We have to end up walking through those valleys, unfortunately. So a lot of people are wanting to know thyself, but well before you can know thyself, you'll have to, in most cases, walk through the valleys that your parents did not walk through.
That's
Yeah, there's
interesting,
a
but what about breaking generational curses?
well, that's what I'm saying.
That's
That's how
part of
you.
it.
That's exactly. That's how you break them because
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah,
well,
that's
it's funny that you say that because, I don't even think I'm aware of most of them. You know what I'm saying?
mm, mhm, mhm,
I'm aware of what I deal with, but, like, as far as my mom and my dad, what they dealt with, um, is probably a little it's a lot different. Like, for example, when I was doing some research on my grandfather, and my grandfather was one of those children that survived Oklahoma massacre.
mhm, mhm, mhm.
So he
When
so
did
then
you
he
find out about that?
I found that out years ago, but I started
Yeah,
doing
that's
some more
interesting.
research. I found that out years ago.
Mhm,
Okay.
I knew about it when he was still living.
mhm,
Did you
mhm.
know
I
about it
didn't
in the 90s?
Yes.
Okay, 'cause I didn't find out about it until maybe, like, during COVID because of
Oh,
a movie.
okay.
'Cause they
No,
don't
I
teach
knew
Black
about it then
history in
because
school.
my grandfather would still like, in the '80s, I'm a teenager, but he would still go to Oklahoma
Mhm.
because, um, just based off of some people that were able to escape, they would still kinda meet up, and I was like, "Who goes to Oklahoma?" I didn't know why he was going.
Right, right,
Like, why would anybody go to Oklahoma? You know?
right,
That makes no sense, but he, so he was adopted and not back then, you're not physically adopted, like, they go to court, but
right,
he
right.
was, like, taken in
Mhm,
by
mhm,
another family, and my grandfather was actually Latino and Black, right?
okay. Mhm,
So, he was taken in. So, by the time he became a teenager, he joined the service, right?
mhm.
Like a lotta, young people, especially African Americans did, and,
That would've been in the '60s, right?
no.
Oh, this is your
This probably
grandfather.
this is my
Sorry.
grandfather. No,
Sorry.
yeah.
Got you.
So, because I wanted to know more about him, so come to find out, my grandfather always told me he was a cook. He was a cook in the service. Come to find out he was not a cook.
Mm,
He has a very high IQ. Warren has his IQ. He was actually, what are they called? He was a sharpshooter, whatever.
right,
And they
right,
didn't
right.
give those jobs to Black men back then,
Right, right, right.
but he felt disgraced about it. Okay. So I
Interesting.
think about his turmoil. So, and should write this down before I forget it and my kids don't know because I don't think I've explained to them the story. So, um, he ended up going to the service. When he got out of the service, he married my grandmother.
Mhm,
Okay. They lived in Detroit. He left my grandmother, which was something that people didn't do, and he took his kids with him to California.
mhm,
Okay. My grandfather, eventually my grandmother came and followed him, but my grandfather was the top 10 affluent Black people in Los Angeles County families
mm.
in the 50s and 60s. He was a postmaster, which wasn't popular
Right, right.
then, and he also had a job where he cleaned the banks. He had a kind so then he had to be bonded, also he
Mhm,
had
mhm.
2 businesses, and he lost it all because of he was accused of receiving stolen goods.
Mm,
The neighbors were moving. My grandmother opted to purchase some of their items. Items were supposedly they were stolen, right? So back then, the post office being a federal job, he lost that contract.
oh, wow, yeah.
Okay. And then he also lost his contract with doing the cleaning of the banks
Mm,
because he no longer could be bonded.
sure, sure, sure.
So he went from being very affluent to losing it
Mm,
all, and then my grandfather became a drunk. Long story, him and my grandmother got divorced because he was putting his hands on her, all those particulars.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
In the '70s, but he was fighting this this whole thing the whole time.
This
In
demon.
this in the 70s, he was fighting still to get his job back with the post office,
Mm.
okay? He won the case, right?
Mhm.
He coulda got back pay, but he didn't want back pay because he didn't want the handout. He wanted the job still.
Oh.
Even though, my aunt told him things have changed. Things are like in the beginning of electronics, beginning of
Yeah,
them
yeah.
bringing a computer on, but he wanted it. And the crazy thing is that he only won the case because in the transcripts, it said that my grandmother should have known the items were stolen because they were purchased because they were Mexican. That was the only reason why he won the case.
Oh, wow.
Wait a minute. So your grandmother purchased some product
Yeah, from
from the
I
neighbors,
think what are
and
their
but the
names?
neighbors happened to be Mexican.
Mhm.
And so back then, if they're buying anything from someone
He was just a racist
Mexican,
judge. He was just a
Yeah, I
racist
was gonna
judge.
yeah.
Long story short, he was just a racist, you know?
okay.
So, but now we have civil rights, right?
Do
So
we?
reading on paper, on paper.
Okay, go ahead.
So going back on paper, he was able to win the case and he got his job back, right?
Mm.
But he couldn't keep up because things had changed so much,
Right, right.
you
So
know?
did he finally end up taking a payout or
He didn't take the payout. He took the job.
oh, girl. Okay.
Exactly. He took the job. He
Curtis,
took
that
the
was the best
job
response ever.
Man.
opposed to taking the payout.
Yeah, I that's interesting because I definitely wasn't that level to no postmaster or anything like that, but,
What is a postmaster, Curtis?
well, they actually oversee the, post office, is that correct?
Mhm.
Yeah, they oversee the
Okay.
post office,
Yeah, yeah,
I think
based on that branch, you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, on that
he's
So
yeah,
it's like a
okay.
general manager.
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay,
like
gotcha.
different branches he was in
But,
charge of.
but
And I think
I
he
worked
had
in
like he had like West LA, you know, back in the day where
okay, okay.
but
Yeah,
he's very
that
articulate.
must have been a big thing, especially
Yes.
sure, absolutely. That was a
Yeah.
big thing. But,
So
yeah,
when I
me
think about
mhm,
generation curses, you
mhm.
know, I think about both of my uncles died the same way. Both of his sons
How?
by themselves, alcoholics, no one there, someone coming to
Mm.
find them. And so I'm always telling my kids, you know, we don't handle alcohol well.
That's true, though. Alcoholism is hereditary.
Don't be over there drinking, you know.
Well,
So
it's well, see, I think we also have to understand it's not just the alcoholism but it really is a mindset, that is, hereditary, that
yeah.
our parents had and their parents had and so on and so forth. So it actually ended up being a mindset. And so, you talk about patterns, these are the patterns that are ingrained in our grandparents and they were ingrained in their grandparents. And so if you look at the like a lineage of our family
Are
and
you
how
guys
far
okay?
that goes.
I'm
I'm
gonna
sorry?
step away for just a second, okay?
Yeah,
Mhm.
You guys can talk, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
You guys are big, big.
No,
yeah,
we
yeah.
have this bill.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Bill. But yeah, so if we think about it, you look at your lineage and however far that goes or to whatever depth that goes, uh, we're having to deal with those things and they show up differently over a period of time, from a spiritual perspective. They show up differently from one generation to the next generation. And, it is for each of us to, to fight those battles, to go through those dark places of valleys because, you will go through them, and if we don't deal with them, you mentioned generational curses or just breaking generational curses and stuff like that. That's how you break them.
Mhm.
That's exactly how you break them, because we have to be the ones that go through them, and if you don't go through them, we end up passing it on to our children. The men pass on anger. The men pass on the alcoholism, and just uh, that whole spirit of just being broken, like the system has beat them down, and that could be something where the men in your family could be dealing with, you
Right.
know, whereas that, again, that system just breaking them down and trying to get out of that hole or just, not feeling that they're worthy, you know?
Mhm.
And so the sons could carry that on any of a number of different ways, but, it could be that the sons don't wanna work, you know? It could be a lot of different ways, but
Yeah.
nevertheless, it's just something that you have to, that the parents have to walk through, the fathers have to walk through, the moms have to walk through it, you know? So,
No,
yeah, it's,
absolutely.
quite interesting though.
So, Curtis, there's a new
Mhm.
trend out of adult children uh, choosing not to be involved in their parents' life. I happen to have made that decision
Mhm.
because it it is more chaotic for me,
Mhm.
except for when I'm doing fine. So if my life is going great, I can include my mom. But when my life is not great, she causes more chaos for me, and that pushes my energy off,
Mm.
and it makes it hard for me to focus.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
what are your thoughts about protecting your peace and guiding your journey and having to push your family back just a bit while you regain your own focus?
Yeah, I'm a huge proponent for that, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, very much so. And not in a way of just like, well, do, you don't have anything else to do. But I think that again, kind of what I was speaking of earlier is that we have family members, and we're believe it or not, you're dealing with things individually. Again, perhaps things that your mom went through, she hasn't dealt with. And it doesn't mean that everyone's, a nut job or a whack job or anything like that, or they're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs or anything like that, but,
Right.
it just does mean that we all have stuff that we have not dealt with, be it, intentional or unintentional. It's the weight of it or the burden of it is so heavy, we don't wanna deal with it, and we just sweep it under the rug, and so at some point, those things that even for us, things that we have not dealt with, they sometimes come out in stress, how we might
Absolutely.
Oh,
respond to
absolutely.
our
I totally
kids.
agree with that. Because Bill mentioned I mean, I have a daughter that I haven't spoke to in years.
Mm.
I mean, years, 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 years,
Yeah,
years.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And he was asking me yesterday, "How do I feel about it?" I'm fine. I mean,
Mhm,
completely fine. Um, she don't speak to anyone except for my mom. And I've been by my mom's house a couple of times,
mhm.
and I've heard how she's speaking to my mom that I'm glad we don't speak.
So did you spoil your daughter?
Um,
Yes.
Morgan was special.
Yes, let me answer for you.
okay,
Let me
I'm
help
gonna
you
say
out.
She was
I
your special
the thing is
child.
that I always gave Morgan the freedom to be whom she wants to be.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I
What was
think
Morgan's father?
Morgan's father just recently got out of prison,
Mm,
probably 2 years ago, and
mhm.
he had reached out to her and she told him, "Don't ever reach out to me, don't ever call me, don't ever," he told me what she had said to him. But,
Hold on.
Morgan
Now, Morgan's father ain't in Texas, is he?
no,
Okay, okay, all right.
no, he lives in San Diego. Um, what did he do? But okay. But Morgan has always been very strong-willed, and I've never stopped her from being strong-willed, and maybe I should've. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm,
No,
mhm.
maybe to a certain extent I should've, because I let her talk and be disrespectful when she shouldn't been disrespectful. Do you
To
understand what
Mm,
I'm
you or
saying?
to other people?
To other people,
Okay.
because I was like, Well, if that's how she feels,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So that was my fault. You know what I'm saying? So that just carried on to adulthood where she's that same person because
Right.
But let's
Yeah.
go back for a second. So
mhm,
not only was Morgan your heart,
mhm.
but she's in addition to that, she is a stunningly beautiful woman. So I would just assume that she's used to getting lots of attention. Like Morgan is not average looking at all. Do you agree with
No,
that?
she's not. I just sent him a recent picture of her yesterday. Yeah,
Yeah.
she will stop traffic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Unbelievable.
She will most definitely stop traffic. But she's not nice.
Yeah.
So no one wants to deal with someone who's not nice. I don't
Yeah.
care how
Nobody
beautiful
wants.
you
Yeah.
are. Like what
Exactly.
Steve Harvey
Exactly.
said, no matter
Exactly.
how fine you are, there's somebody that's sick and tired of your ass.
Yeah.
And I
Absolutely.
feel like
Facts.
with Morgan, she burns those bridges on a regular basis.
Does
Well.
she?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Because I know
Well.
people that do not, other people that don't speak to her, people that say like, "Hey, we were cool this week, and then last week she decided she doesn't talk to me." But I know that at this point, I didn't tell you after she graduated from college, she started having seizures. Right?
Mm,
Her seizures are
Uh,
not epileptic seizures. Morgan thinks the world has to be perfect. She lives in black and white. There's no variations of grays, yellows,
so
pinks,
this is the
whites.
stress that she's placed upon herself.
Yes,
Gotcha.
whoa,
Gotcha.
whoa,
exactly,
whoa, 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 whoa.
exactly.
Whoa. No, no, time out, time out, time out. So we don't want to go into Morgan's personal
We're
issue.
not. No,
But
we're not.
but there's more than just her placing it on herself, Serenity.
No,
Okay.
no.
Well. Yeah. It's.
Because I
It's.
know I have certain things that like people have different are wired differently. Let's say that.
Absolutely.
And so because of that, I don't
Okay, but see, Bill, you haven't been around when like a seizure is happening.
I'm not talking about the seizure.
What are you talking about?
We'll talk I don't wanna talk about it on here.
Okay.
Mhm. Can I
Oh,
can I just
go
can I
ahead.
just say this is that we need our parents to help us to help regulate certain things, and when we don't know how to regulate certain, especially as young people, when we don't know how to regulate our emotions on some level, they do got it out of hand, and so the smaller things that show up in our lives, and they're just sometimes can be just life.
Right. No, I
They're not
agree.
anything extraordinary or anything like that. They're just life. But
Just like
when those things show up, for the person who has not, uh, who has been who has been able to fly under the radar because of our, sometimes our own parenting styles, our kids have been able to fly under the radar and not be dealt with, or at least uh, uh, given the ability or to know what it means to regulate their emotions. So naturally, when they become adults, preteens, adults, whatever the case might be, they can be a living hell.
no, and I agree with you completely
Hmm.
because even like with my oldest son, he was always perfection. So things that happen, I didn't notice things were happening
Yeah.
because straight A's, never any problems whatsoever. And then he pops up into adulthood and he's a narcissist.
Mm.
And I feel like, dang, I'm doing a horrible job. I got a narcissist. No, let me stop.
But that's your
That's
assessment
funny.
of your son. Is it
Not my assessment. He
okay.
won't even tell you. He was like, yeah, I know he won't even tell you. He knows he's a piece of work.
Okay. And she said you don't even turn on the heat for his little children or the air conditioning. Which one? I forgot which one it was. And he makes a ton of money. She's like, why you got these kids up in here? Like, no
Sweating.
sweat.
Look at he was I went by the other day, the heat was actually on. I was like, what is the heat doing on? Then I realized he's on semaglutide, he done lost weight. So now you need to
Oh, that's funny.
I'm like, okay, now we back to our size. We need we need the heat on. Well,
That's
you were
too
over here
funny.
looking like Jabba the Hutt. We didn't have everyone
Oh,
had to figure it out.
That is so funny. That
Figure
is
it
so
out,
funny.
everybody.
that's
Get some
hilarious.
extra blankets.
That's hilarious.
So I'm
But
shocked that you're in agreement that sometimes we have to protect our peace.
oh yeah, man,
Yeah,
absolutely,
absolutely.
absolutely. Yeah,
But
sometimes our parents are jacked up, man. That's just the way it is.
my issue is, and I will say this. I said this yesterday, right? My mom was a really good mother to my brother.
Mhm.
Yeah, you told me that.
Great. Just wasn't for me. But my brother and I have two totally different personalities. So she understood how to deal with him. Um, I I was I don't wanna
Both
go into
both you
it.
and your brother come from the same father?
Yes, sir, you all up in the folks' businesses.
No, no,
Yes.
I be because that can be
Sometimes, yeah.
yeah,
No,
absolutely.
it is, um, my brother's always been have you seen my brother? You had to see my brother.
Yeah, I've seen your brother, yeah.
Okay.
So
So
okay, was there some type of colorism happening?
no, we
Okay.
look just alike. Not just alike, but, we could tell we're brothers. Um, he was the alpha male. He was the guy that would come in and throw a brick through someone's window just because. Like, that was my brother. So, she was always protective of him because he was always that kid that people were like, "He done set my drapes on fire." Like or he would drive we lived in a great area, we lived in a gated community in Culver City, and he would drive to gangland territory, and my mom would get out of her, you know, 2 o'clock in the morning.
I went through that phase.
Mm.
I'm sure you did.
Oh, I went through that phase, literally.
She
And
would
I remember like and my mom had her Mercedes convertible look at them like, your mom is looking for you.
Yeah, yeah. My mom would go into the worst neighborhood to
She would
find
she would
him,
be searching for me.
My
I'm like,
sister was that way too.
yes,
but
she'd be looking
but but my mother never came looking for me. My mother kept putting me
Mm,
because
out.
she knew you were okay.
right.
That's not fair
But that's
because
just
I
how it
wasn't.
goes because my mom said that's how it was for her and her sister. Even she would always be like, "We gotta go by Darcel's house and clean her house for her because she didn't do it." My mom was like, "No one ever came and get cleaned her." She said, "I always had a housekeeper. No one was worried about my." I said, "Because you had it," and she had feels the same way.
I get that, but there's a lot to unpack, and I don't wanna go into it because 'cause I've already bashed
Well,
her, and
Bill,
I don't feel good about that.
I know I think I know some of what you've gone through because I had to deal with some of those things with my mother, and, we have to again, we have to remember, man, again, I'm not, condoning how your mom did things by any stretch of the imagination because I have my own stories too, man, trust me. But,
I'm not blaming her right now, I'm just saying that this is it's my story, and she
yeah,
always
yeah,
makes
I
it about
understand.
her. It's like, it has nothing to do with you.
Right,
At
right,
this point,
right, right, right.
it's me. Go ahead, Curtis.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just saying I do, know where you're coming from and because but we have to I think sometimes just to kind of put it in perspective because rest assured, man, sometimes there are some glaring truths that are in front of people, man, and they don't know how to put it in the right perspective. And uh, we have to be prepared to put it in the right perspective because they're not going to put it together for us and present it to, say, hey, you know what? During this time, Bill, or during this time, Curtis, like for my mom, talk about my situation. So during this time, uh, in my own mind, I could expect just what I'm expecting. I could expect from a mom to say, well, you know what, honey, I'm sorry, blah, 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 blah. I was going through this, blah, 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 blah. And I've had to come to terms with that that's probably never going to happen.
Right.
And when I say that, I'm not complaining. I'm saying I've had to go through that. It was part of the going through that dark valley.
Yeah,
I think it's the generate well, I don't know, because
I
my
think
mom
it is
has
too.
apologized to me.
Mhm. Well, you're one of the few.
Yeah, my mom has
Yeah, good for you.
apologized to me, and but it took a long time for her to get there. It's just happened probably in the last
Mm, yeah.
Here's my problem with both.
7 years,
Yeah, my
you
mom was
Here's
know?
16 when she had me. She was like 15 actually, probably
Mhm.
15, not probably, but 15 when she was pregnant, gave birth to me when she was 16. So my mom was a young girl, so we were essentially growing up together.
Right.
And so
I
for me,
I
I
get
had to put
all
some
that.
things in perspective so that because she didn't know. She didn't know, a lot of things that some things she may have known, but nevertheless, for my
Overall,
own
yeah.
sanity.
So I get that,
Mm-mm,
I
mm,
understand it,
mm-mm,
and I agree with you.
mm,
And at one point, I had a different outlook on it. I
mm.
was like, "You know what? That was then, this is now." She was in her 30s. She was a single mom. My dad was a piece of shit. But it all came back up recently because when I'm successful, she's super duper proud. Right
So
now
her relationship with you is based on how you're doing.
right now, I'm lazy, I'm not trying hard
Mm,
enough. I I am, what is she you act like you're so entitled. Like, what are
mm.
you talking about?
Right, 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 right.
Like, what are you talking about? "Oh, you're always just happy on all these things when you should be looking for a job." I am looking for a job, but I'll go freaking crazy if I don't have an outlet.
Right, 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 right.
And this outlet, believe it or not, has changed my life. It has made me look at me in a different way because I'm talking to people like Curtis who have a different perspective, but he also says, "Bill, calm it down. You're actually blowing up." And this is my community. I mean, Serenity, this is like he's told me before, "Bill, Bill, I hear you. I'm not disagreeing with you. You're getting yourself worked up right now." And this is the type of energy that I respect. But my mother told me 6 months ago, maybe 7 months ago, that when my aunt died, that my aunt never liked me. Why do you need to tell me this? I don't need to know this because I've had 40 good years with my aunt where she was like my confidant. In the last 3 years of her life, she was in dementia.
Right.
So now my mom wants to tell me that the last 3 years of her life, my aunt was talking shit about me? No, she was talking crap about everybody.
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
So why are you telling me this? This is not helping my soul.
Well, Bill, I wanna say this to you. Have you ever spoke of anything that you wish you didn't say to someone?
Have I ever spoke of something that I wish
Have
I
you
did?
ever said something to someone that you wish you didn't say to them? I would expect it would be yes, because we all have.
Right. But let's let him answer.
Yes.
I know you said some stuff to me that I probably didn't like, that you should take back.
Yes. I would say back then, yes. But what I'm saying is
Mm,
I have forgiven those things,
mhm.
but this was 7 months ago.
Yeah,
This was
but you're acting okay, this is what I say. Sometimes growth never happens,
so
unfortunately.
this is where
Because if
I
I could tell you some things that I've said that I wish I could take back, just to my children,
Mhm.
you know, I wish I could take back. I really do.
I
The one thing comes to mind with Warren. I says, s and I think we've probably only had 3 heated conversations, and this one was when my dad was still alive, and, you know like you mentioned, Curtis, your mom had you when you're young. I had my first son when I was young,
Mhm,
you know,
mhm.
and which should most definitely be a book in regards to me keeping him, in regards to my parents finding out, because literally I hid that pregnancy for 7 months.
What?
7 months and 2 weeks. 7 months, two. Yes,
Hmm.
the mind is a powerful thing.
Sure it is. Sure it is.
It is so powerful when they say like those young girls have those babies in the bathroom and no one knew that they were pregnant.
Wow.
I could have been one of those girls.
Hmm.
How did they not notice? And
Um,
did you know?
I knew.
Okay. All right.
I most definitely knew. But I was like I said, the mind is a powerful thing, you know? So my mind was telling me I have to hide this from
Mm.
my parents because my parents are too affluent for me to be out here
Right, right, right.
one in these they could know.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Someone called the house that liked the same guy and told my parents I was pregnant.
Oh, snap.
That's how they found out. College, both my parents were heated. He was older than me. He was our cross street neighbor. They were heated. I mean, heated. My dad walks in from work
What was the age
and
difference between you and the guy?
I think 6 years.
Wow.
So you were a child, he was an adult.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, what happens? So my dad was like, I knew something was wrong.
Mhm.
So the first thing my mom is like, well, you're getting an abortion. That's no one asked me,
Right.
but they're like, you're getting an abortion. That's what we're doing. Then the cat's out the bag. Okay. So the next morning when I wake up, guess what I can't do? Button a pair of pants. I was like in a size 3. The next morning I couldn't I had to wear one of my mom loved to wear like these they're called like Mexican wedding dresses.
Mhm.
They have like the flowers and stuff on it.
Yeah.
She's
Mhm.
like I had to wear that
Wow.
because there
But,
was nothing in my closet that I could put on.
but at 7.5 months, there's nothing that they could have done anyway. Could they?
They don't know that.
Okay.
They don't know. They thinking it's like early stages, and still my mom is thinking like, okay, well, we go. And no, I'm 7. I had him at 7.5 months, but I'm probably about to turn 7 months when they find out. Okay,
Hmm.
so we go to the place. They're like, well, we can't do an abortion.
Right, right.
We have this thing we can do a 2-day procedure because they would do that up to 7 months. And literally it was like, you got to come back like the next day. And it has to be cash. So my mom's pissed off. So she's like,
Wait. So was that legal?
yes.
You could do a two I honestly, when we were fighting about
It's
abortion.
a double it's like a double procedure. They put this like this seaweed, you start contracting.
Uh-huh.
So yeah. So it's like they send you home and then you come back and they take out the
I
thing.
thought you couldn't do it past 90 days.
So was it just different back then, or the rules have changed now different now?
I know you could do that up until the 90s because I took someone to go have it done.
Okay.
I know that much.
Mhm.
You know, I don't know what the rules and regulations are now, but I remember taking a girlfriend.
But if you're showing, why not just go ahead and set it up for
I'm
adoption?
showing that there's a little ball. You know
No,
what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, like, if you're, like, 7 months old, you're starting to feel it.
I don't even think I fed him because my mind is saying, "Hey,"
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? I don't recall any of that. Okay. So my mom's upset. So literally, long story short, I'm like, oh, they're not gonna make me have an abortion at this point, you know.
Mhm.
But so I went, I'm skipping some steps, but I'm just kind of giving you a synopsis. So um my mom was like, our friends can't know, our family can't know, you know, the next step for you is adoption. I mean, they're just planning out my life.
Right,
Nobody's
right, right.
asking me nothing, you know? So I go to this place, it's called St. Anne's. It was in Hollywood.
I remember them.
Yeah. And St. Anne's was a maternity home for
Unwed mother.
young women. You went to school, the doctor, everything was like on a campus.
Yeah.
I was there 2 weeks and they were on vacation. Literally, they said, "Don't have this baby while we're on vacation." I'm like, "Well, shit, I still got time, you know? I still got time." While they were on vacation, I had them.
Ooh.
How did you
And
feel about being in St. Anne's instead of being in your home while you're pregnant?
I was so disgusted with my parents at that point. I didn't wanna be there with them anyway,
Mm.
Okay.
because the truth to me was that it wasn't gonna be nice, because they're already disappointed, and being in a situation where they're disappointed, how is that gonna look, you know? So, to make a long story short,
You need to stop saying that because you keep making the story longer every time you say it.
they were on vacation, they're on a cruise, the captain tells them, "Congratulations, your grandparents." And all their friends are looking at them like, "Who had a baby? How can you be a grandparent? You only got one child." I was just skiing in December. I had one in January. I just had a ski suit. I was just going down the slopes with one of their friends. So they were like, they didn't know who the heck they were talking about. Because I just had on a ski suit with not a bump in sight. So they actually took a helicopter off the boat to come see him. They went to go see him first before they even came to see me. And then they kept him for 2 weeks. And my parents fell in love with him before I
They
did.
they they kept him in the NICU?
They flew him to a different hospital because he was a preemie.
Got it.
So I didn't even see him. Back then, they actually kept me in the hospital,
Mm. Right,
you
right,
know?
right.
So I was in the hospital, I think, for like 11 days.
Wow.
I had a C-section. I was like 11 days. It was long. It was
Mm.
a minute, And then, of course, when I saw him, of course, I cried. But they were going to go see him every day. Every day they would bring me back pictures. My dad was getting them
Mm.
developed every day. So, of course, I named him after my dad because he was the best man I've ever known.
Aw, that's cool.
Every time you talk about your dad, you start crying.
Yesterday was his birthday. So,
Aw.
yeah. But I'm saying so in a heated argument with Warren, I said to him, "I wish I would have aborted you."
Ooh. Mm.
And because he's my son, he said to me, "Well, it's too fucking late now."
Mm.
Because he's your son. She got a mouth on him. Or she did. I don't know if it's still there or not.
And he threw it right back at me. And I had to be like, "Damn." And now we talk every morning, every night. I'm surprised he ain't called me yet. Maybe because we talk for lunchtime.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. And you know, I don't know how I feel right now because my life has been so like erratic and you're born into family, they could just cause chaos. It's just I mean, they can push buttons that nobody else can.
What Billy, also, we have to remember, I mean, again, your mom is not any different from each of our parents, whereas that we have to remember that well before you and I came about, and our parents were dealing with their own stuff, or not. And they were, you know, it's just what it is, man. So that, our parents just, I mean, they were whole people, man. Well before you and I were thought about it, and they did their crazy stuff, had crazy conversations, said things they probably shouldn't say to friends or whatever. Had their own group of friends and that they traveled with, stories that they probably wouldn't even tell you about.
I get all that. Mine's not about what happened in the '80s and the
What? No,
'90s.
no, no.
Mine is
It's
what
not.
happened 6 months ago.
Well, no, no. My point is, it's not so much about. It's
He's so
my
funny.
point is that these are the personalities that we're dealing with now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing's changed.
Yeah,
It's just
that's the point I'm
reason
making.
happened.
Thank you.
Yeah, nothing's
Nothing's
changed.
yeah, these are the
You know
personalities.
what this is what pissed me off, Curtis, is that you have seen my brother because
Mhm,
you've watched the show,
mhm.
and it took us 30 years to be able to have that relationship.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. We just started really being cool.
Mm,
And she started something between us. Basically wanting to have an ally, wanting to say, Bill's just being lazy. And so he came back at me with that.
right.
And I'm like, first of all, let me call her and figure out what the hell she's talking about. And that brought up a whole bunch of drama. And I'll tell you why. Because remember how I told you that my mom would go searching for my brother?
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Guess where my mom was when I tried to reach out to her and she didn't take my phone call?
Mm.
She was in Orlando. That's 3 hours from me. 3 hours. And I had stopped I had blocked her because we'd gotten into something, and I was like, "I can't take it." But I'll tell you this much, if Amanda or Brooke ever blocked me for some reason, and I was in Los Angeles, I would be knocking on the door. I would respectfully knock on their door, and if they said they didn't wanna talk to me, I would respectfully, as a parent, honor the request as an adult. But you know what they would know? Is that I knocked on their door. I
You
call
have
them I call them every day, whether they pick up or not, because they will always see that a week does not go by where their dad's name does not come across their phone.
Mhm.
And I know that they're busy. And they're like, we're working. We can't pick up every time you call. I get that. I get it. But you're not going to ever not see my name come across your phone. There's no way I'm going to be in the same city as you or the same state as you and not make arrangements to be with you. Even if I have to go around the block to figure out where you're at.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
Do you understand? Like, even if I have to call Serenity to say, "Serenity, do you know where Brooke is? Because her phone ain't taking my calls no more."
Right, right.
And you're like, "Yeah, her job is over here. Knock, knock, knock. Brooke, your dad's here." That doesn't happen with us.
well, you know
It
what?
that doesn't
Well,
happen with us because we love each other and we respect each other. And Amanda's mad at me now. She told me, "It's not your fault that you're a man. I'm mad at all men." But we talk and we talk it out. I I'm mad because first it took me and my brother years to figure out a relationship. Why would you bring him into our shed? Does that make sense to you, Serenity? Like
um,
that's my question. Like, why would you bring him in? Second, how could you be 3 hours
but
from me?
some people like allies. I have an aunt that she causes a lot of confusion
Yeah,
in our family. There's something we all get one. Your mother happens to be the one in
Yeah, my
yours, and I
see
have an aunt. She causes so much. Her son does not speak to her whatsoever.
but let me
I
tell you
mean,
about Barb. Barb, oh,
well,
she
neither
got
one of her sons actually.
hold on.
So they'll communicate with me to find out what's happening with her.
Hold on,
Like
hold on. Let me tell you about Barb. Just like so. Barb has her own church, right?
hmm
who's Barb?
My
his
mother.
mom.
Oh, okay.
So she has her own church. She helps out the community. She's that pillar.
Mm.
I ain't got no job. When my aunt passed away, Barb paid $70,000 to have a room made in honor of her sister in her church,
There's some people like that sound like my
and
mother-in-law.
and
I mean,
told
and
me
she has the
you need to
listen,
pull
Bill,
yourself up
you're
from
not
your
gonna
bootstrap.
change those people whatsoever.
And
I
and
remember
and
someone
and
said, what's that saying? Expectation is the mother of disappointment.
yeah,
And
so
it's the
it,
mother.
it's that thing where and I'm not going to go into religion, Curtis. It's that thing where
No, you're fine, Bill.
some human beings will go 10 miles to help a stranger,
Mhm.
but their own family across the street is struggling and they won't go check in on them. And you know why they go the 10 miles? Because the 10 miles, when they go there, everyone goes, "Oh, oh, oh, that's so she's just such a wonderful human being."
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
And then she
Reminds
gets
you
the
of America.
accolades and she gets the beauty and, oh, her
Mhm.
calling, she's just so aligned, you know? Okay. And then what she did was, for my brother and me, was alluded to basically me wanting to, like, live in a lap of luxury and not work for anything, and ask because I had asked her, I said, "Can you adopt a bill?" Because when things get tight, you're like, "Okay, my little
Mhm.
phone bill and my little cable, can you just do that?" So she had done it for, like, a bit, and then was like, "Oh, he's having too much fun." Okay. So, you could spend $70,000 on a room, but my little 100 bucks that I'm asking for, that's breaking you, and it makes me a user, and now you're getting my brother involved. I'm like, "You know what? I have paid people's phone bills for 20 years, my sister, because she never got back up on her feet. 20 years. Shared a family plan. Didn't ask her for a dime. She passed away, so I can say it now, but I didn't hold that up in nobody's face or share that with anybody or tell anyone. I have people where I paid their rents for 6 months at a time. Because if I have it, I'm gonna give it. So that entire mindset of, "I figured it out, you figure it out," that's not where I live. I live in a mindset of, "What do you need?" And you don't have to ask me. I know you're not working. I know you're struggling. What do you need? I have more than I need right now. So it's hard for me to understand that mindset, especially since I've been on my own, technically since I was 12, but realistically since I was 16. So from 16 into what am I, 40 now? You know, and now all of a sudden I'm someone who needs that is
I
a
need you to
s
stay serious because I'm into this.
so now all of a sudden
You
I'm a
caught me with these
slacker?
ages.
Like, seriously,
Mhm.
come on.
Bill,
And
believe
that's why I asked you how you felt about being at St. Anne's. That woman drove m first of all, at 14 asked me, "Do I wanna be emancipated?" Who
Well, see,
does that?
literally, they asked me, did I want to go? And I was like, yeah, because the other option was they had another house and they were like, hey, you can live at this other house. But my mom was like, no, she can't live there. My dad was like, she can live there, but I'm a child. But I didn't want to be around my mom. I didn't like my mom. Like, I told you that. I
Mhm.
told you that when she had left, my dad was like, good riddance. Why did she pack her stuff? Why is her stuff still here?
Yeah, you said the other day. What he n didn't he take her back?
She just came back. I came home from school, she was back. I said, "What is this? We were doing fine." Yeah, well, I don't understand it.
Yeah, sometimes, man, I think we yeah, yeah, sometimes we just moms can be, challenging for sure, and I again, going back to what I was saying earlier, Bill, um, moms, people just are not perfect, man. They come with their stuff, they come with their baggage, just
Come back
as
with
we
you.
have our own stuff,
What are you
But stop
doing?
and
making narratives up about me.
no, I know.
Not you. Not you. I'm just
Oh,
saying, everyone can shade their story
yeah.
any way that they want.
Well, y Yeah,
and
you
within
can
the
share you can
community,
look,
like,
you can
I'm
share
the
your
bad guy, I'm the villain. I'm like,
no,
"What?"
no, no, you can share your story anywhere you want. I guess I'm just more
I'm
trying to
I'm I'm talking about her, not
oh, oh,
you, Curtis.
oh, okay, okay.
No,
Who?
no.
I was kinda
No,
confused.
my mother.
Oh.
She creates this narrative.
Who? What?
Yeah, that's
She
I'm the
creates
same way, I'm trying to figure out
she
what
creates this narrative that is polar opposite of who I really am. And I'm just like, you should be the person that is protecting me. You should be building up my story. You shouldn't be creating this narrative that, you know, I'm just out here having fun. People look at what we do, Curtis, and they assume that number one, that we're micro influencers and that we're famous. That's one thing. The other thing that they assume is that everything is peachy keen. But no one understands that right before we went on that live, you were trying to quiet your daughter, you were trying to get things done.
right, right, right.
She just had a mess on herself. You got in an argument with your wife, whatever.
Mhm, mm,
All these things happen right before we go live. And when we go live, it's like action. And we're like,
right, absolutely.
hey, how's it going?
Yeah, well said, man, well said.
That's not a reality sometimes.
Right, right.
Well, that's not most people's reality, you know?
Mhm, mhm.
And I
And
think
that's the
one
difference
thing that
between
everyone gets caught up because, when you look at social media, everybody has that front of how perfect their life is.
right.
And people are reaching for something that's not even true, you know? Because I have some friends that are on social media and you look at their lives and you think it's fantastic, but have conversations with me. I ain't seen this man in 3, 4 days. And I'm up here posting like we have this perfect life, you
Yeah,
know?
That's why and I'm sure my family gets mad about it, but I share the good, bad, and the ugly.
Yeah,
So
you have to.
you know when I'm doing great, you know when I'm having a really bad day, um, and then I come back and I sandwich it because 'cause I'll say, "You know what, yesterday, I said this, and this is how I was legitimately feeling. It was a bleak day, but today is different. Yesterday, you and I went through something together. Today, it's different, Serenity. You know, tomorrow we might be back at yesterday because right now the
No,
world
it's
is
not.
topsy-turvy. No, I'm just saying, it
I'm just putting in the universe. No,
um,
no.
but with love and respect, I just got the message that my phone's about to die.
oh, okay.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna let Curtis do his last words and then Serenity to the public, your last words until we reach until we reconnect again, which will be whenever we feel like it.
Right.
Curtis, over to you.
Yeah, overall, man, it's not a dig on anyone, but we have to we have to respect and understand and be okay with, hey, our parents were, their own they had their own set of lives, prior to us even being thought about, and there's some stuff that they have done that they're probably not proud of, and unfortunately, there are sometimes those parents, in the way of moms sometimes, that they are, stuff starters,
Yeah.
even with their kids. That's just how it is. Um, and I have some of that going through my own household, my own family, growing up, and whereas that my mom would say something to my sister and be something completely different when it got back to me. So I know exactly what you're going through, and so I can really appreciate what you were saying earlier in regards to just sometimes you just have to disconnect, and you
Yeah.
do. And but at the same time, it's an opportunity to heal because guess what? We can't change them. And
And I'm healing and I think I'm moving forward
yeah,
easier
yeah, yeah.
because the chaos that was going in my head
Mhm,
is
mhm.
is released.
Right, right,
But my phone is about to die, so let's go over to Serenity.
right.
Um,
And
Serenity,
mine
it,
is
it
it's really sweet and simple. It's that at the end of the day, there's only a small percentage of what we have control over, and you
Mm,
only have control over yourself.
right.
You know, realistic. You don't got control over your kids. They do whatever they do out of respect for you. So at the end
Absolutely.
of the day, sometimes I don't know why I'm doing stuff. So my phone is about to die too. Really, it's like, why did I do that?
Right, right.
and I gotta backwards out of it and say, I'm sorry, I apologize. I shouldn't have did that. I was in a bad mood. I do
Absolutely.
so much better than what I used to, so
Yeah, yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
work on progress every day until I
All of us are.
exit.
And
So so
and
how
and
so do you get to see your grandkids often, Serenity?
Oh, yes, I see him every day. Not every
Okay,
day, but I
nice.
talk to him every day,
Yeah,
and
nice, okay.
I'll have him this weekend.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
so I'm gonna leave it with this. First of all, I think that we did a really good job at taking the subject that we didn't even know we were gonna talk about and pulling it back into love. Um, I love my family. I just don't like them sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
And
kind of thing. I
It's
remember
just
one time my
normal,
mom
man.
told me that.
hold
She
on,
was
I'm
like,
not
"I love
done.
you, but I don't like you."
I'm
And I
not
didn't
done.
get it, but I get
Uh,
it now.
I'm not done because my phone's
I
about to
get
die.
it. Bill, I'm about to die too.
Okay, but I want to say this. So you two are about 12 years older than me because y'all
Use a
closer in age,
lie. Use a
and
lie. The
and
lie from the pits of hell.
and y'all still got
Lies.
mommy and daddy issues.
Lies.
Bye.
Lies. Bye. Nice
No,
meeting you,
everybody.
Curtis. Bye.
Alright, nice meeting you.